I'm going in with is my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is going to act as a base for my eyelids. Next, I'm going in with Latest from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to apply that right in my crease. And I'm using a MAC 224 brush just to fluff that all over. For my brow bone highlight, I'm taking the color Ludwin. I think that's how you say it. A lot of these names are a little bit hard to say, but I'm doing my best. And I'm just applying that to my brow bone with my medium shader, and this is from Makeup Addiction. These are the brushes with the Makeup by Lena Baby collaboration. Now I'm going in with this reddish brown color. It's called Lucius, or you could use MAC Brown Script or Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear. On a Sigma E25, I'm just going to start buffing that into the crease. I'm also dragging it up into the first transition color that we laid down. And I'm gonna wing mine ever so slightly. For the next step, I'm just going to take an angled brush and a dark brown, and you want to start mapping out how you want the angled liner to be, because this is all going to flow together, so you want to make sure that you get it right. Come get lost with me. Come get lost with me. Come get lost. For the liner portion, I'm going to take my Inglot 77 liner and mix it with my Makeup Forever Aqua Seal. This will make anything that you mix it with waterproof. You can mix it with foundation, you can put it in an airbrush machine and spray it all over your face as a setting spray. You can do pretty much whatever your heart desires. So to start the winged liner part, I'm taking this 315 fine liner brush, and this is by Zoeva. So you basically just want to follow the shape that you created with the dark brown. Now that that line is complete, I'm going to blend along there just a little bit, and I'm using the red that we already used. And I'm also going to go over with a little bit of brown to darken it up a bit. Then I'm going to blend. Now I'm going to go over it with some black. So now that I've done that, we're going to go ahead and put the glitter on the lid, and for this I'm using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. This is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. You really want to take your time with this step because you have to get this right on the area of lid that is not covered. When working with this liner, I can't look up at you guys right now, but when you use this, you want to give it time to dry in between layers in case you feel like you need to add more anywhere, just because it'll start slipping around too much while it's still wet. So give it time to dry between layers. That's the second layer, and here is the third layer. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. I'm going to tight line right here with black eyeliner. I'm using Dean B Onyx. This is from the Balm. They're called Mr.Right now eyeliners. Just a black. I'm also going to take it on my lower lash line. I'm also going to use some mascara. You can use whatever mascara you want, but I've been loving the What's Your Type by the Balm. I just do a thin layer because we're going to move on to lashes. For falsies, I'm taking these by House of Lashes in the style Boudoir. I'm going to quickly skim over my brows. I'm using Urban Decay Brow Beater in Neutral Brown. I love this pencil. It helps me fill in the sparse areas since my brows are very light and thin. Then I go in with my IT Cosmetics Build a Brow in Universal Taupe, fill it in some more, brush them through, apply some clear brow gel, and then clean up the under portion with some concealer, and that is it. Moving on, I'm going to hydrate my skin with MAC Fix Plus, and this is the Prep and Prime Spray. Then I'm going in with Strobe Cream, also from MAC, and I love that this has like an iridescence to it, so if you have really dry skin, it's going to be great because it gives you that natural luminosity. Then I'm going to prime with my Too Faced Hangover RX. The two foundations that I'm using today are the L'Oreal True Match foundations in W5 and N5. I'm mixing the two together because in the winter months I get a little bit lighter and I'm not as golden. So I like to mix the two together to get my perfect match. To blend everything out, I'm using my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. I love this brush. I switch back and forth between this and my Beauty Blender. The brush is obviously going to give you a more fuller coverage and the Beauty Blender will give you more of a lighter coverage. For concealer, I'm using my Urban Decay Weightless Concealer in Light Medium Neutral, and I like to just put that right under my eyes, chin, above my lip, on my nose, and my forehead. And this is going to act as my highlighter as well. I'm blending this out with my Real Techniques blending sponge, and I'm using it damp. This is Flower Beauty foundation stick in the color F8, and I'm going to apply that to the contour areas of my face. And I'm applying it sparingly onto the nose just because it is warmer, so you don't want to apply anything too warm to the contours of the nose, but that's okay because I'm going to go over it with a cooler powder later. And you want to make sure you blend this out very, very good because you don't want to see any harsh lines. Now I'm going in with my Nye Luxury Powder in Cameo and this sponge that I found at Marshall's for maybe $5, and it's so good. You guys need to go look for it right now. It's so soft and it's super comparable to the Beauty Blender and the Real Techniques sponge. As you can see, I'm setting underneath my eyes and setting underneath my contour, but I don't like to leave it on too long because my skin is dry and it'll make me look cakey if I leave it on too long. So I just put it on and then I brush it off right away. If you have oilier skin, then you could do the baking method, which you leave it on for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, however long you want really. Now to set the contour, I'm taking the Loreal Pro Contour Palette and this chiseler brush from Makeup Addiction from the Lena Baby collaboration once again. And I'm taking the lightest color to contour, and then as you can see, I'm starting right by the ear and kind of just dabbing it from the hairline down, and I don't ever like to take it past like the middle of my iris just because taking it too far down can make your cheek look really dirty and muddy. Then I just set everywhere else, my nose and underneath my lip to make it look poutier, and that's about it. This brush here, I love it so much. It's from the Bold Metals collection again, and it's the oval shadow brush, and it blends my contour so nicely. So if you ever want to get into your nose area and make sure that it's blend nicely and all that, get that brush. For my bronzer, I'm using my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil with another Makeup Addiction brush. For my highlight, I'm taking one of my favorites. This is Mally Beauty, and it comes in this duo with the blush and the highlighter, and I don't know why people aren't on the hype with this. Like, I think this highlighter is one of the best out there and nobody ever talks about it. So I'm just using that one, and I like to use my fingers to highlight because I feel like it looks a little more blended rather than using a brush. Then for my blush, I'm going in with Melba, and this is a IT Cosmetics Angled Blush Brush, and it's like a soft peachy corally pink color. It's one of my favorite blushes ever. To finish off my Loreal lash line, I'm going back in with the reds and browns that I used in my crease. And I'm just fluffing that with a MAC 242 flat shader brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with a pencil brush just so it looks nice and smoky and smudgy. Last but not least, we have the lips, and I'm using two lip liners. The first one is Soar by MAC, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. I slightly overdraw them, not crazily, but just a little bit, because I want to give my lips the illusion of fuller lips. I mean, that's all the hype nowadays, so because I'm not going to go get my lips injected, I'm going to fake it. So just slightly overdraw them. Then I'm going to go in with Cork, and this is more of a brown shade, and I'm using this to kind of contour the lips and give them depth and definition. And as you can see, I'm just giving myself some fuller looking lips by faking the illusion of like a poutier, kissy face. So again, this is just all contouring, but I'm going to cover it up so it's not going to look crazy. The two colors that I'm taking are Stone by Dose of Colors. These are liquid lipsticks, and I'm just going to first apply that all over my lips. This is one of my favorite liquid lipsticks at the moment. I wear it pretty much every time I do my makeup. And then after that, I'm going to go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills and the color Pure Hollywood. And that's just going to go right in the center. Then I'm going back in with Soar right on top of the last lines that we created, but because they got covered, I just want to bring them out again. It's just an illusion. It's not going to last all day, but I mean, it's kind of nice to fake Angelina Jolie lips for a little while. Lastly, I'm going in with Fix Plus just to take away the powderiness look of the makeup and bring out all the highlights. And that is all there is to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!